Fresh.
So you have this wonderful spread in Vanity Fair.
Though that would be the first spread I've ever done.
It actually sounds a little dirtier when you say it.
No,
like,
it does.
It's very artistic.
It doesn't.
It's beautiful. It really was. It's for the cover of the single with Katy. What happened when you do that? Is it easier to do that with someone that you're very close to, or do you get giggly and stuff like that?
No, it's easy. I mean, she's great at it. Mm-hmm. She is so comfortable in front of a camera and is so good at it. And I am not as good at it. There's no other way to say it. I don't have that kind of charisma that she does. So it's really interesting. We find our way, but it takes a minute. And then also there's the relationship thing, which is like, there's a natural sort of competition in a relationship. And it's like, and she'll just be like, just loosen up. And I'll be like, you're right. Don't loosen up.
Does she whisper anything silly to you to make you loosen up?
She says, you want to go have a drink? And I go, no. She's just so excellent at it that I actually take a lot of cues from her now on how to really be brave and how to really give in and just open up and be really expressive, because I have about 2 looks that I give a camera. I mean, if you ever look through a photo shoot up there, you're like, who is this guy? This guy is one.
Blue steel.
Yeah, the guy's, I don't know what would be called, like limp titanium or something. So it was a really, really fun time because it wasn't awkward. The only awkward thing was possibly in my world, like me versus the room. But it wasn't awkward in terms of like me versus the other person I'm in the photo with. Mm-hmm. So it was great. I mean, it's like kind of looking at a work day like an off day, you know? And we also, she's extremely driven and extremely serious about doing great work. And so we were very focused too on looking back at the screen, getting the sort of essence of the song and what we wanted out of the photos to read. So we're kind of one half free spirit, one half hardcore monitor watching. How do we get this to really translate?
It's beautiful, though. It's very artistic. And, you know, when you look at the pictures, you know what you get from an outsider? You look easy together.
That's what I wanted to do, yeah. And we are easy together. And, you know, there's like cycles of creativity or expression, or what I want to say. There's like cycles of imagery. And right now we're going through sort of like a very intense hit you over the head sort of imaging thing. Mm-hmm. And what I really wanted to do was kind of go back to that 60s. You know, somebody said that the images were smoldering, and I thought that was cool. Smoldering is cool. Smoldering means there's a fire in there somewhere.
But it's not right out.
It's not just burning everything in sight. Mm-hmm. It's just smoldering. And when you go back to these great photos of like Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, you know, Robert Redford, they're with women, but they're not on top of women. And there's an ease to it. They're standing next to each other. And that to me is more romantic as I get older than, you know.
They're classic.
Yeah, they're classic.
Very classic looking.
And classic, by the way, aesthetically comes in and out, back and forth. And does it with music, does it with everything. So for a minute, everybody wants to go wild. And then everybody wants to bring it back in. And so for me, it was like, if I'm going to really do this and be seen on a much larger world stage now because of the song, I think the quality of the song.
The song's amazing.
Thank you. And the fact that I'm doing it with Katy, I want to really put a little bit of who I am and what my aesthetic eye sort of is. And I just think it's kind of the coolest thing in the world to have a black and white, easy, cool, classic, you know, William Claxton, you know, these kind of old Steve McQueen shots. These just black and white. And black and white is cool.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like Herb Ritz was awesome, you know. I think there's an authenticity to the way, not just the way this record sounds, but the way that kind of we're going about like introducing it to the world. This song is more about the listener than us. This is not about, you know, our relationship, because the last thing you want to do is sit in a car and listen to us talk about how good we have it. It's really about 2 artists, a male and a female artist coming together. Yes, it is interesting that they're dating, but sort of giving a voice to this idea that you should take your head out of the equation a little bit when it comes to matters of the heart. I think the world could stand to at least hear that for 3.5 minutes.
Be reminded.
Yeah, because we get very analytical. You know, what is this going to say about me? What is this what does this mean? Is this forever? Is this that? And then, you know, like I say, you know, New York City, at least, because I used to live here quite a bit, it's just a city of X's. It's a city of women and their exes.
Yeah, it really
You know what I mean?
I never really thought of it that way.
I used to go out and sit there in the at bars and talk to a girl, and then there'd be a rapport, and I'd say, "You're gonna call your ex tonight, aren't you?" And then she'd go, "How do you know?" Because it's it's a world of connection to the ex, connection to the comfortable, and fear of the new. Fear of anything. It's like you're gonna go back to a guy you don't like just because you know how to get to his bathroom in the dark. You know what I mean? And maybe even who you love is about saying, "Fine, go back to
the bathroom in the dark."
Go back to the bathroom in the dark. One of the worst things you can tell a friend is, "Don't do it. Don't do it." When it comes to that kind of thing, probably anything. But when it comes to matters of the heart, we live in a world where all your friends go, "Don't text her. Don't do it. Wait,
Dude.
Don't do it." And the girls are just as bad.
Yeah.
Don't write him back. Don't write him back. He's going to know you're holding your phone. Don't write him back. Put it down. Of course, the real rule is that men know that you're always by your phone, and if you don't answer, we know you're holding the phone and not answering. And who you love is really about going, "Look, life is short. You already know. You already know. Go do it. I approve." Katy and I approve.
Good.
If your heart says you got to do it,
Stamp of approval from the two of you.
A stamp of approval is very important when it comes to remembering that you are allowed to love whoever you want to love, even if they hurt you once, emotionally hurt you once.
Yes.
You know what? Give it another try. You can see it in someone's face when they've got nowhere else to go but back, and you go, "And why not send them back?" I go, "Look, you got to go back for round 2. Go back again." And so whether you are with someone that you're being too analytical about, or there's all these sort of universal sort of matters of the heart that I think is really cool to have a song that's like, just go back.
Do it.
Call me tomorrow. Have fun. If you're gonna dive. Don't belly flop. Go for it. And so it's really just a universal message of like, go for it. Love should be the one thing that doesn't get impeded on by overthinking.